Alpha 1-1, Overlord, pop-up hostile Bullseye, 294-16, 12,000, tracking north, group Bullseye, 066, 30, 25,000, hot, fast.
If you're a normal person, you'll probably have no idea what was just said. That's why I'm here. Hi, I'm an idiot, and today I'm going to explain some of the Brevity codes used in VTOL VR. Let's start with the ones in the dialogue I just played.
Alpha 1-1.
This right here is your call sign. Not like the fun ones you see in the movies necessarily, but it keeps communication quick. Using these when speaking to friendlies will make it clear who you're talking to and can also give you an idea of what role or vehicle that player is in at the moment.
Overlord.
Overlord is another call sign, this time referring to the AWACS or Airborne Warning and Control System. Much like how you use call signs to let someone know you're speaking to them, in some cases it may be important to also let that person know who is speaking to them. And, since it came up, Airborne Warning and Control Systems are basically passenger jets with radar dishes as big as your mom on top. These radars are much more powerful than anything that can fit inside a fighter jet and provide friendlies with a much larger degree of situational awareness than would be otherwise possible. Pop-up refers to a radar contact that has suddenly appeared either on radar or within the mission area.
Hostile.
Hostile describes the status of a non-friendly aircraft. Since in VTOL everything is clearly marked as friendly or not, this is the only term that will really be used in normal gameplay. But there are other similar terms, the most relevant of which being contact, meaning that there is something on a sensor that you have no further information about. Bogey, meaning that the radar contact is unidentified. Fast mover, meaning that the radar contact is moving suspiciously, such as towards you at supersonic speeds. Bandit, meaning that the radar contact has been confirmed to be an enemy but cannot be engaged with yet. And of course hostile, meaning that the radar contact is cleared to be engaged with.
Bullseye.
Bullseye surprisingly doesn't refer to an attack, but instead refers to an agreed upon point in space from which further information can be given. This allows for the communication of target BRA information without needing to reference any specific friendly aircraft. So, for example, in this diagram, instead of the AWACS stating that there is a hostile bearing 90 degrees from itself, which would likely confuse this friendly jet here that's pointing in a different direction and thus has a different bearing to the hostile, the AWACS will instead reference the hostile's position by saying Bullseye 180, meaning that the hostile is bearing 180 degrees from the bullseye and allowing all friendly aircraft, regardless of their individual locations, know exactly where the target in question is. And, speaking of BRA, no, not that kind. BRA stands for bearing, range, altitude, and aspect. BRA information can be given in reference to either a specific jet or a bullseye, so keep in mind that the reference point of this information depends on what is specified by the sender.
294.
We already discussed bearings in the previous term, but for simplicity, bearings refer to the 360 degrees of a compass and allow for quick conveying of very precise directions.
16.
Range refers to the distance between the target and the reference point.
12,000.
Altitude refers to how many feet above sea level the target is. Altitude may also be given in angels, or thousands of feet. So, the 12,000 feet given here could also be said as angels 12.
Hot.
Aspect refers to the orientation of the target to the reference point. Hot means the target is coming towards the reference point straight on. Flank means the target is moving roughly 30 to 45 degrees off. Beam means the target is moving perpendicular to the reference point. And cold means the target is moving directly away from the reference point.
Tracking north.
Honestly, I have no idea what this means. Tracking? Trekking? I don't know. My best guess is that this describes what direction the target is heading. Group means that there are multiple targets approaching together.
Fast.
I'm also not sure what fast is supposed to mean. Maybe it's shorthand for the previously mentioned fast mover, which would be redundant since the targets were already identified as hostile, or it could just literally mean that the targets are approaching fast. Either way, it gets the point across. Now that we have these covered, listen to the transmission again.
Alpha 1-1, Overlord, pop-up hostile Bullseye, 294-16, 12,000, tracking north, group Bullseye, 066, 30, 25,000, hot, fast.
Let's move on to some other important terms.
Shoot.
Shoot means shoot. What you say next, though, depends on exactly what you did shoot. Fox 1 refers to the firing of semi-active radar missiles, such as AIM-7s, which require the aircraft to maintain lock on the target until impact. Fox 2 refers to infrared or heat-seeking missiles like AIM-9s and ARS-Ts that seek targets based off heat signatures and have a shorter range. Fox 3 refers to active radar missiles or AMRAAMs, such as the AIM-120, which have an internal radar. For the beginning of its flight, Fox 3s will rely on the firing aircraft's radar to adjust its course. However, unlike Fox 1s, at a certain distance from the target, the missile will go pitbull, meaning that its internal radar is activated and will guide itself into the target, allowing you to break radar lock. Fox 3s and VTOL can also be set to Mad Dog in your aircraft's equipment page, allowing them to be fired without a prior radar lock. The missile will fly straight until it detects a target, enemy or friendly, at which point it will guide itself into said target. This is good for catching enemies off guard, since they will only be alerted about the incoming missile once it's very close. Guns, guns, guns means you're firing your cannon, and is also fun to say.
Over T. Over T.
Rifle refers to air-to-ground missiles such as the AGM-65. As their name suggests, these missiles are used to attack ground targets from a distance.
Shoot.
Pickle means that you are dropping a bomb. Bombs are similar to AGMs in that they are used to attack ground targets, but unlike missiles, bombs must be dropped closer to their targets.
Shoot.
Magnum refers to anti-radiation missiles such as AGM-88s. These missiles follow the radar emissions from their targets. Bruiser refers to the firing of an anti-ship missile such as the AGM-89. Greyhound refers to the firing of an AGM-161. And, while not necessarily in the game, once you've depleted all your munitions, you can call out Winchester to let your allies know that you are out of ammunition. The last terms I'll cover in this video are Joker and Bingo Fuel.
Bingo Fuel.
Bingo Fuel's meaning is often confused as being that you are out of fuel, but this isn't entirely true. Bingo Fuel instead means that you have just enough fuel remaining to land safely at the nearest airbase. Joker Fuel is similar, meaning that you have enough fuel to land safely with a decent reserve remaining. Joker Fuel also refers to evidence that we are, in fact, living in a society. That's all for this video. I hope this information proves useful. If there's any other terms you'd like me to cover, let me know down below. If I got anything wrong, or you know what those two unknown terms mean, also let me know down below. If you've eaten anything today, let me know down below. If you've breathed at all in the last 6 seconds, let me know down below.